Good morning. It's the 13th, Friday the 13th of September, and I am trying to get ahead. I've had just a bunch of heads sitting around, so I'm trying to go through and get some more listed. Got all these. This is how I store my heads, so they'll be kind of just in stacks, and I can easily just see. These ones are easy because they're multicolor, but then I try to limit how many flesh colored ones go in, or yellow ones go in the same bin. But it's easy enough to rotate around and try to find the right one, especially if they have some very distinctive features like those. So these are all new lot heads. These are all new lot heads that I just went through as well. So it's been nice to just get some of these up because they all tend to be pretty good value. Like even if I just take these here, do my normal set price to guide, and I just across the board for almost everything, just 25% up. Now I have a personal with heads. None of these qualify, but I try to list all my heads, and some of them I'm sure in my store aren't reflective of this, but I try to list them all at 50 cents or higher. I don't leave any heads that are under 50 cents. I just bump them all up to 50 cents if they're lower. And then I look for outliers. Like this one's one of the Lord of the Rings dwarves. It's going for $8.01 with my pricing I just did. It's pretty good. I might bump it up to like $8.50 just to catch the higher end, but ends up being still below the max someone has paid. And there's only so many available, so it's pretty good numbers. This Overwatch one, I'm pretty sure I've sold one of these before already. Let's see. I don't know if it was here or okay, maybe I didn't sell one, or maybe I saw it, and I know I've sold the helmet for it. But if we look, there's $4.29, there's $5.58, and then $9 here in the States. So $5.35 puts me kind of in the middle of the lower two ones. People have paid up to $6 for it, so $7 is going, so they're not quite making the max. But if we look at the supply and demand, there's only 7 available, and people have bought 26 of them. So I'm leaning towards putting it more towards not necessarily $15, but I think more $10 or $12 will be where I'm going to land. How much does this fig go for? So the fig only goes for $9. Yeah, I have one for sale at $12. So listing the head for $12 would be a little ridiculous. So let's list it for let's for $9. I think that'll work. I only kind of do this with anything that's like above $3. If it's under $2 or under $3 after that, my pricing bump, then I tend to just kind of let it be. But anything above that, I kind of take a little bit closer eye. This one, again, it's an upside down where there's more sales than there are available. This is for, what's his face? Ra's al Ghul, I think. So I'll bump this one to, I'm going to push it to 6. Be a little bit higher than the max, but I think that works pretty well for that. I think the fig itself goes for a bit more because it's got the cape and all that kind of stuff combined. Yeah, it's $26 fig. Used 22, 26. So I think $6 for the head is just fine. Yeah, this one's another one that's getting close to being upside down, or it's mostly upside down. There's some new available, but those are expensive. I'm gonna push that one to 5. Yeah, let's do $4.50. 3 and 2, so there's not a lot available of this one either. think 4 would be good for that. You know, some of these, they may not sell for a while, and that's okay. But a lot of what goes into my thought process here is just the variety that I have, where someone might want to buy 2 or 3 of these heads, and that store that had it for less, maybe they have it for like $2 less, but they only have that head, and then but I've got, you know, multiples of what they need. They'll end up coming to my store for that rather than paying shipping from potentially multiple stores. So I'm relying on variety with all of this, and so far it's done pretty well. If I want fast and lots of sales, then no, it's not the best plan. But if I want sales that are, to me, meaningful and you know, good value, because this is not my full-time job, then I think my pricing scheme works pretty well. Yeah, so I'm gonna get these uploaded. It's 5:14, so the kids will be up in, well, I need to go up to start getting their lunches ready in 45 minutes. So I'm kind of curious how much more of these I can go through. There's a few repeats, but a lot of them are pretty unique. Like I tried to put some of the repeats together, but I know there's another one of these floating around somewhere in here. But as best as I can tell, this is like all of the loose heads that I have. There's a bunch of random city ones that one kid started to disassemble, so I'm not really concerned too much about those. There's going through one Fig lot. There's this stuff up here, which some of this is, I just need to put these into my tilt bins. And then there's, you know, some general Fig stuff all through here, but there's not like a specific cup of heads. So it's all the heads that I had that are just kind of floating around loose are right there. So that's it's nice to have that out of the way, because that's good value. It's good lot count. It's good value. You know, right now I'm adding 22 lots. It might be a little bit slower than some things, but you know, instant 22 lots with $70 value just right here, and 2 that I put away. So yeah, upload your heads, or don't, because then I can get more buyers. Yeah. Hello. It's the 17th of September. I have had some more parts added to the store, and we are ever so close to 150,000. We're well over 12,000, nearing 12,300 lots in the store. These bags and drawers are filling up quick, and I've been dispensing into the other drawers. Been going through this box before the cart, and it's been going okay. Just had a random thought, but I thought as I was going along, and just like how it's probably more like, I'm happy that I got this individually lot bagged, because it's easy to add, you know, parts right away. That's different lots, but anyhow, the downside is, I mean, I've added a bunch of 2x4s in different colors as I've gone. So instead of being able to add them all at once and just picking the colors and going, it's been, you know, now I have to rescan the 2x4s here and grab the next ones and so forth. So there are pluses and there are minuses for having all individually bagged. Is one faster than the other? I mean, I think if I was sorting them on my own, it'd be, you know, probably a wash. It's just like I added some 1x4 dark red earlier, and I think some other color as well. And it would have been faster to have this bag of blue ones at the same time to just add, rather than splitting up. But then, you know, do I dig through here and find to see if there happens to be another big bunch of 1x4s? I mean, who knows? There could be someone here, there could not be. I've added, 2x2 tiles a few times now in different colors. I added some of these earlier too in lime. So it's just like that kind of thing, that there is a repetition of labor in a sense. Like I just added some of these in dark red earlier today. Had I known that those were down in here, I could have scanned them and gone at the same time, and that would have been faster than going back and having to re-add them now. But it's a matter of, do I dig through here to find those random things? Except just empty bag. Invisible piece. Do I dig through here, take the time to dig through here to hope to find something that's similar? Or do I just go with the flow as I go? So, there's some 2x2 tiles that I can add with those blue ones. Did I even put those in here? No, there. Great. Not blue. So that kind of stuff. Some plant pieces are good. Like I added some 6x6 dark red plates an hour ago or something. I'm pretty sure I already added tan 8x8 or 1x8 tile. So this will be another batch. That's another thing. Some of these are like bagged in. I have found the same kind of part watt in different bags across the whole thing. So it's not a perfect setup. It's not perfectly bagged. But get some more of this bulk stuff. But if I can try to get some of the same kind of parts out at the same time, it'll be that much faster than rescanning every single time I'm uploading. What was the other color I had a second ago? Ooh, dark gray palisade. Some decent sticker parts in all this too. There it is. So that. So yeah, just stuff like that where it's like there's repetition of labor in some of these circumstances. But there's not really a better way to go about it unless I wanted to dump it all, resort stuff. Then it's just like, that's a whole lot of extra labor. But yeah, I added some tan of these a second ago. So that kind of stuff. It's slightly annoying, but I'm glad for the parts, and I can, check things as I go. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Did I just put some of this up here? Yeah. So. Some dark. Cool. Yeah, so maybe taking 2 seconds to check through and just see if there's any similar parts nearby. Did I already get this one? Or is that a different code? And doing less of. Let's go with those olive ones I just tossed over. Whatever. Yeah, so that kind of stuff. It's just not like together, so it's a matter of trying to combine stuff. Like I got the 2x4s here, and I'm pretty sure, yeah. Got a bag of 2x4s here, so I can just put all that together, do that in one go, and that would be wiser, especially considering, look, there's lime and there's lime. So that kind of stuff. Yeah. That's all I wanted to ramble about right now. That'll be it for now. Good morning. Happy 19th of September. It's Thursday. I just got finished uploading all the rest of my heads, the yellow heads. I had bins everywhere. I think I mentioned this the other day, but I had bins here and there of just heads, loose heads all around. There's one of the ones that was up there for forever, just had a bunch of loose heads. So I finally consolidated down all the loose heads, not including anything that's like minifigure lots that aren't yet completed, but all the loose heads that I had around, put them, separated in bins of yellow and flesh and multicolors. And finally, I finished uploading all of those. I don't have necessarily the quickest of looks, but let's see. There's $150 there in heads, 180, 102, 120. So that's what, $400 or $500 or so, and then another 30 something there. So 33. So bunch of heads sitting around worth, $5-ish, $100. Someone can do the math on that if they care. So definitely worth it. Definitely worth my time and effort. The way I tend to do it, I put them in something like this. And so then when someone buys a head, say they buy a flesh colored head in this bin, I can basically just do a quick scan down and just see, what's what and what's where. And sometimes I'll be intentional about keeping similar heads in separate spaces. Exception would be I've got this Iron Man one up here and this Iron Man one down here. So it's just a matter of paying enough attention. But that one's different enough. There's not like a normal expression on it. That one doesn't really bother me. So if there's blocked and open stud variants, I'm starting to not distinguish those anymore, just because Bricklink is moving towards merged for those. But it just depends. If it pulls up in Bricklink and it shows the two variations, but the one doesn't have anything that is listed with, I listed it as the other one and I put it in a note, maybe blocked or open stud, or hollow stud. And but then if there's two different ones and they both have a series of figs that go with it, I put it with whatever one it happens to be. Bricklink is slowly merging all of the head types, so eventually it'll all be moot point. But until then, we have what we have. The cart is getting less, I guess. The top, I've been just grabbing a bag and going through. Had like a bunch of 2x4 bricks that I went through. Found a bunch of 2x4 bricks that were the old style in there as well, that had no cross supports underneath. So if you're uploading from an older kind of batch, then just check for those as you go. Plates, you can tell right there, there's just mixed ones up, so I just have to be careful when I get to that. These are all kind of bulk, where it's a bunch of a certain kind in there. Should probably get these big ones up sooner rather than later. Some bigger ones in there too. But the overflow that this has caused needs to be addressed before I can do too much else. Just because it's getting a little bit crazy and I don't want to get stuck because I just don't have any room for anything, or I need to access bins. So that's what I'm going to focus on next. Like these are all 1x6 Technic that I got to put somewhere. These I'm going to have to sort out eventually, but I want to wait till I get through that entire thing, because there's a lot of stuff that goes into these 4 and 5 overflow bins, because they're just plates and bricks, and there's lots of plates and bricks here. So I'm going to slowly disseminate that down. I have 2 overflow bins. 11 has like one thing in it. 10 has a little bit of room, so I'll have room for a bit more there. But I mean, you can see this. That bag's overflowing. That bag's overflowing. There's a lot for this space. So I just got to be more cautious about where I'm putting stuff, how I'm keeping things organized as I go, because there's still a lot here to go. There's a lot up in the garage, because I got, not only did I get this sorted one, but I also got, he had an additional 40 pounds of plates in the bag and bricks in bag. So I'll have to eventually go through those and sort those versus these that are already pre-sorted. But that'll probably be faster just because I'm not opening up tons and tons of bags like I talked about in the previous clip. Anyhow, I'm going to get to these and try to get all this excess in a way that makes sense and doesn't eat up too many of my precious few remaining drawers. What's up, everyone? We have armies of D&D figs. 5 boxes down there and 3 boxes up here for a total of 8 boxes. And I've got them over here, so I'm going to throw just Sharpie handwritten labels on these and then just start scanning and putting them where they are. So I'll have segregated boxes of each figure, and I think that'll be the best way to keep them stored and separate. Got to figure out where I'm going to store these. It's a lot, but we'll see.